chance that you would take a professional bout in the future after Mike, or is that off the table?
That's on it. It's on it. It's been talks. It's possible.
Okay, so not totally against that possibility.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we just don't know.
Both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
Yeah, I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
He's number one right now. He's number one. This is his generation. This is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Floyd Mayweather has officially addressed his return for 2026, confirming that his first appearance will be this year in a much-talked-about exhibition against Mike Tyson. He clarified that the Tyson bout is not a professional match, but what drew attention was his disclosure that after Tyson, he is setting up for a sanctioned fight, possibly with Terence Crawford. Mayweather explained that negotiations are in progress for a legitimate contest and stressed that he and his team are putting in serious effort to finalize his comeback.
Everything is going great. I feel good. Working hard each and every day. And I can't wait for 2020.
When discussions about dream matchups arise in boxing, Floyd Mayweather's name is always at the forefront. Even after retirement, his influence still looms large, and debates about whether he could defeat today's top fighters continue endlessly. Recently, Robert Garcia gave a blunt perspective on the idea of Mayweather against Terence Crawford. He pointed out that despite Mayweather's unparalleled achievements, he never secured the same feat as Crawford and Manny Pacquiao in becoming undisputed champions. However, Garcia also acknowledged that his admiration for Mayweather's skill and presence makes him favor Floyd if such a hypothetical clash were to happen.
Doesn't need it anymore.
With his accomplishments, the only man to ever do 3 weight divisions undisputed, is he now a part of the greatest of all time conversation? And not of this era, but of all time.
Definitely is the greatest, one of the greatest of all times. There's still greats out there. There's still, his era or last era, with the Mayweathers, with the Pacquiaos. I think he's, already accomplished more than Pacquiao was 8 division, so we could argue there because Pacquiao was, 8 division is almost impossible, and he did it. Mayweather never became undisputed. He's a 5 division champion, but never became undisputed. Never really followed that unification, stuff like that. So I think when it comes to accomplishments, I think he's already done more.
Robert Garcia emphasized the distinct achievements that separate Crawford from others, noting that Crawford accomplished what Mayweather never did, unifying every title in a division. He also mentioned Manny Pacquiao's success across multiple weight classes with undisputed recognition, highlighting where Mayweather's record seems unfinished. While Floyd remained undefeated, dominated opponents, and built a legendary resume, undisputed status eluded him. Garcia stressed this doesn't lessen Floyd's greatness, but underscores Crawford's place as one of boxing's most complete fighters. Still, drawing on his first-hand experience, Garcia explained why he would favor Floyd, pointing to Mayweather's unmatched defense, timing, and ring intelligence.
Pick Mayweather, both in the prime, I would probably pick Mayweather to win, just like I would probably pick Pacquiao to win, both in the prime.
Ooh, to beat Crawford.
I think so.
Prime for prime? Nice.
Yeah. But is Crawford one of the greatest of all time? 100%. There definitely he is.
With all that said, what can you ultimately say about what occurred and what we saw Saturday night?
It was a great event, great turnout, 70,000 plus people. Gate was fucking insane from what I understand. That's good for boxing, man. Good for boxing, good for all the younger fighters. All these new things going on. I think it's going to be a positive thing for all the younger fighters.
Adito highlighted that Floyd Mayweather's legacy carries 2 equally legendary sides. First came Pretty Boy Floyd, the fearless young contender who overwhelmed rivals with speed, aggression, and crisp combinations. Later emerged Money Mayweather, the defensive mastermind and business icon who ruled pay-per-view while building boxing's biggest empire. Olau described him as a strategist who shaped not just his style but also his persona, giving each version its own aura. Pretty Boy thrilled fans with risks and knockouts, while Money fascinated audiences through mental warfare, technical brilliance, and transforming bouts into worldwide events. Together, both identities etched a legacy that makes Floyd more than a fighter. He became an architect of modern boxing's business model.
I'm sorry. He's a genius. He is a fucking... when I get bored with today's crop of boxers, And Terence, to be fair, has kind of helped me out of my boredom. But sometimes I just go on YouTube and I watch the 24/7s and then I watch the fight. I'm not joking, I watch the whole fucking episodes and then I watch the fight. And my guy is a genius. A genius. There will always be an argument of, hey, you should have fought that person then. And I get it. I get it, right? It's kind of the argument you can't throw at Muhammad Ali, right? You could throw that argument at Floyd. But dude, unbeaten is unbeaten. Unbeaten is unbeaten. Multi-weight world champion is multi-weight world champion. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a boxer so like, I'm gonna work you out, and then when I work you out, you're done. Shall I repeat that? I'm gonna work you out, and when I work you out, you're done. And Floyd had this thing where first 2 rounds, you think, oh shit, man, this guy's in this fighting, and then he works you out. And then he works you out. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd was better than Money, but Money Floyd had obviously the fights, right? In terms of the fights that brought all the eyeballs onto him, Oscar De La Hoya fights, you know what I mean? That Pretty Boy Floyd was, look, Diego Corrales is probably the best performance really from Pretty Boy Floyd, right? Corrales, I think, was unbeaten at the time, and look what he did to him. But Money Floyd brought the eyeballs on. That's when he started being controversial. Genius outside the ring in terms of marketing, genius inside the ring in terms of defensively, offensively as well. People don't give him as much credit offensively.
Zab Judah, who once faced Floyd in the ring, openly declared Terence Crawford as the top fighter of this generation. He noted that every era has its standout star, and right now that role belongs to Crawford. Judah recalled Canelo Alvarez's remark that Crawford might even surpass Floyd, stressing that such words carry weight. In his view, Crawford has already proven his dominance across multiple divisions, showcasing a complete style that no opponent has managed to unravel. While honoring Floyd's legacy, Judah made it clear that the present era belongs to Crawford. He acknowledged that cross-era comparisons are inevitable, but insisted Crawford should be recognized as the leading fighter of today's boxing world.
Yeah, number one, this is his generation, this is his timeline. He is the king right now.
Just seen in the press conference, Canelo said that Crawford's better than Mayweather. What did you think?
He's not lying. He fought him. He should know. How can somebody tell somebody that fought both of these guys, he know?
Yeah.
If anybody would know, Canelo would know.
What do you think's next for both?
I don't know. I think
Too early?
rematch.
You like to see a rematch?
Not a rematch. I believe so. Rematches always sound good. But in a rematch, it'll be the same thing.
Yeah. Cool.
Matter of fact, in a rematch, I'm predicting stoppage earlier.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah, I think so.
Breadman Edwards took a different stance, dismissing the idea of Floyd Mayweather against Terence Crawford. He argued that the matchup feels unnecessary since Crawford deserves to enjoy his present success without endless comparisons to past legends. Edwards suggested that if Floyd truly wanted a crossover spectacle, facing Roy Jones Jr. would be more fitting given the names and fan intrigue it could create. In his view, Crawford is in his prime and should be celebrated for what he is achieving now rather than being pulled into fantasy scenarios. He emphasized that placing him against Floyd not only overshadows Bud's moment, but also takes away from the historical weight of his accomplishments. For Edwards, the sport should move away from chasing impossible matchups and allow Crawford to stand as the symbol of greatness in his own era.
We get this fight, unfortunately, just two different generations. And I'm not necessarily asking you who would win. But if Floyd and Crawford were to cross paths prime for prime, would you just put that as that's 50-50, man, I don't know? Or are you just like, I might still give the edge to Floyd?
Man, I don't really want to compare them right now, Hans, if we seeing everything that's going on with Floyd and Roy. You know what I mean? And, and competitive guys, next thing you know, Bud and Floyd will be mad at each other, man, and wanting to fight because people is like putting them against each other. Let's just enjoy the moment. I don't know. It's a close fight. It's things Floyd do better. It's things that Bud do better. But I'd rather not say, because I'm not going to just lie and just say nothing, and make up something just to... I got my opinion on, how the fights will go, and, but I think we should just let the man enjoy his great moment. He's a great fighter. And I see a lot of immature stuff, and I don't like the way things is going with Floyd and Roy. They two guys that a lot of the younger guys look up to, and they taking shots at each other in the media. because of the who's better and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I just want to see Bud enjoy his moment. And, you know, unfortunately, they didn't fight. You know, they could have made, they kind of two different eras, though. Even though they was fighting at the same time, Floyd kind of was doing his different thing over there with PBC, and Bud's a lot young, about 10 years younger than him. So it didn't happen, and we got to just live with it, you know.
Sean Porter reacted to the unusual announcement of Floyd Mayweather versus Mike Tyson by labeling it more of a street fight than a legitimate boxing contest. He noted that real tension exists between the two, with both men carrying long-standing resentment, which could turn the matchup into something personal rather than a test of skill. Because of this, Porter questioned whether boxing regulators would ever sanction such a bout. While he admitted the spectacle might create hype, he warned it could also cross boundaries the sport would rather avoid. For him, the risk of disorder outweighs the attraction, making it doubtful the fight happens in an official ring. Other analysts echoed his concerns, criticizing the growing wave of exhibition matches involving names like Floyd, Tyson, and Jake Paul, arguing they focus more on publicity than true competition.
Know the history of these two guys.
Yeah, they don't like each other too much, do they, Sean?
When you look at the history, it's kind of like for a street fight. It doesn't make sense for like a in the ring situation, and so it's kind of like, I guess for the sake of words, crazier things have happened, and then now you have to say, well, no, it doesn't get crazier than this.
Yeah, you're not kidding, right? You know, obviously we watched Mike Sean in November against Jake Paul. I think clearly those guys like each other. Floyd and Mike, not so much. Obviously, there's been some tension there over the years. Do you think they go in there, despite the fact that this is an exhibition fight? I mean, do they go in there and do they both try and take each other out?
I don't know what that fight looks like. And, you know, that kind of was my biggest apprehension with coming on with you guys today. It was like, how do you analyze what a fight between Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather could look like, right? So then you think about when Floyd got in the ring with Big Show. We already know, like we know now more than we've ever known before that the WWE is fake. It's kind of like acceptable, but it wouldn't be acceptable in a boxing ring. You know, it wouldn't be acceptable if there becomes some sort of weird antics and things like that. I mean, I guess I'll have to do what I did once before with Mike and Jake, and I'm gonna go on record for saying this doesn't happen.
You falls apart sometime before.
This doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know how you can make it make sense. I don't know how you can make this one make sense.
And to your point, they may have it, but if they have it, they haven't said it yet. There's no date for the fight, no location that's been announced.
Joe Rogan shared his view by zeroing in on the personal friction between Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. He noted that Floyd has disliked Mike since the early days, and that animosity could surface if they ever step into the ring. Rogan suggested Floyd might abandon his trademark defensive style, speculating that he could even push for a knockout to settle the rivalry. Though Floyd rarely chased knockouts later in his career, Rogan stressed that personal grudges can alter a fighter's mentality. The idea of Floyd stepping away from caution to make a statement against Mike is what Rogan finds fascinating, even if the matchup is unlikely.